Welcome to the morning. Well, it's afternoon. It's 1:30. Gamers. That is Vivi's theme from Final Fantasy IX, and listening to it this time, it's interesting because it's only like a minute and a half long loop, and it goes through so many different, like, moods. It's really amazing, like, how much the song changes in that short amount of time. Uematsu was pretty amazing at creating music for a video game that doesn't feel boring, even if you listen to it for hours. It's something I've discussed on the stream before, but I think he's kind of the master at it, where you can go through a full 50-hour-long video game and then still want to pop the soundtrack in. I love it. Vinny, I got the Final Fantasy VI MTG Precon deck and it fucking kicks ass. The flavor is outstanding. Oh, you tasted it. That's cool. I did get some Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards. They're charging a little bit extra these days because it's like a hot item. And it sucks because, yeah, I mean, normally they wouldn't cost as much, but local game stores are getting them early and they charge more. And that's how it goes. Pre-scalped. Yeah, more than a little bit. But I did buy a couple packs. I'm going to save a couple for the stream. I have more on the way for June 16th or so, because that's when they apparently officially release. I don't know how this stuff works, the pre-release stuff. I will say the cards I opened, I got trash. Like, generally just garbage. I was like, do I buy a booster box for the stream? Am I going to give Wizards of the Coast this much money? Another thing about the Final Fantasy cards is apparently there are people who are, you know, huge into Magic the Gathering. I'm not one of them. And they're not particularly happy about the amount of just insanity that's happening to Magic and how it's losing its identity, maybe. Whatever, I don't know. For me, it's just don't even buy the set. But as someone who likes Final Fantasy and not Magic the Gathering, they got my money. Wizards of the Coast got my motherfucking money because I was like, yeah, I want that. I like Final Fantasy. I want to open some cards. Bring back that sweet liquid crack. But it is good. The art is really cool. I actually do want to play it. I might use that game and try to play a little bit with the Final Fantasy cards. So, did you get the normal booster packs or the collector booster packs? I don't know. But I got trash. I got like one good card, and then I have like 4 or 5 more packs that I'm just saving. And I'm going to open a bunch on the stream. So, problem is if you want to continue playing Standard, you can no longer avoid the tie-in products. So what you're saying is future meets past meets fantasy meets Fallout. I see. Also, we're about to begin the stream. I'm going to play some Mario Kart, do some more Switch 2 stuff for the early stream. Thank you for joining early. But apparently, this happened. So once again, the tradition is continued, where a new fucking Rimworld DLC is announced in the middle of my playthrough of the previous Rimworld DLC. Yeek? Oh, come on. You think that's not yeek? Chat, red hair is not just indicative of yeeking, alright? Looks like you have to play it again. I know. Well, here's what's gonna happen. I'll play it next year, and then another DLC will be announced. It's gonna be like the rodent DLC, with 100 new species of rodent. I'll be like, man, I can't wait to play that. I'll have to wait until the previous DLC ends and start a new DLC. So yeah, anyway, keep up the good work, Ludion Studios. I love Rimworld. Happy to play more. Phenomenal. This one looks like the tease here is apparently space. Maybe space station, some limited space travel. I don't know. There is one thing out of Rimworld I would like, just to go from one area to another more easily. So, for example, I'm thinking if this is going to be space themed and there's like space stations to board, obviously shuttlecraft would be cool. Like you know, you could enter a shuttlecraft, go up to a space station. However, Star Trek teleporters, the transporters, because that would be like you enter the transport pod and you can send them not on an away mission, really. Well, yeah, on an away mission, but instead of onto the planet, you send them up into space. Just a way to make it a little easier. So, whatever. I mean, I'm excited. We'll talk about it in a couple days when it gets announced. So, let's begin the stream.